What's going on, everyone? Well, I just said what's going on, everyone. What is going on, everybody? I can't even talk, and it's only just the first few seconds of the cast. Well, I've got a banger for you today. I have an absolute banger. Now, this wasn't played particularly recently. I remember it's probably a couple of months old now, but I remember finding this game thinking this is too good not to show. And yes, it's Julian versus Revnak. House of Trading Post community playing as Portugal, going up against Julian K's Brit. So you know it's going to be an absolute banger. We are on the map Caucasus. I do like this map. It's a very unique map. You have this very kind of choky middle center, and it kind of causes a lot of fights. You've got these really cool, like, double lake, double river, whatever you want to call these things, seas, kind of water potential on this map. You both got House of Oldenburg, which is a very, very strong native. The main reason this is one of the best natives in the game is that Scientific Expeditions, big button, is absolutely insane. It comes in so fast. It comes in so fast and gives you a free hot air balloon, which I honestly think is so good, especially at high-level play. So you know how to counter well. So, fun fact for you as well. I always like watching Brits versus Portugal. Little fun history fact for you nerds out there. Nerds, including myself. Apparently, the Anglo-Portuguese alliance is the longest alliance known in history. Apparently, you can Google that. I haven't just made that up. I promise. So the Anglo-Portuguese alliance, I think it was called the Treaty of Windsor or something, maybe like the 1400 around that sort of time. Basically, it spanned for hundreds and hundreds of years. So yeah, there you have it. There you have it. To all my Portugal bros out there. Bang! My brother from another mother. My brothers from the Mediterranean. Big Portugal repping the British boys in it, son. The British boys and the Portuguese lads. Let's go, baby. As long as we team up against the French, that's all that matters. All right, that's all that matters. Okay, so this should be a good game, and this is interesting because you don't see Portugal. I haven't seen Revnak's Portugal in a long time. He used to be a Portuguese main, like probably back in the day, so he does know how to play Portugal. And I imagine we'll probably see some water booming from him, but I don't know if that's viable versus Brits. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at the decks. So Julian K has, he kind of semi-retired, semi-retired. I think he's busy channeling energy with the universe at the moment. But he's signed up to EPL, I believe, so he'll be coming back. It's just a matter of time. Does have a water deck, so 2 caravels, 1 frigate, and the privateer fleet. For 1k coin, you get 4 privateers. That's like a very, very heavy on the anti-water. I do like that. And I think that's smart versus Portugal, because Portugal are one of the best water booming civs in the game. I think Portugal and Otto are definitely the 2 best water boom civs. So yeah, that's I like that deck. I do like that deck. We're going to see a forward mana go down here. That's something classic. You see, you send 1 villager down to build a manor house. That will obviously give you 2 villagers, and that's what you use to build your forward base, your barracks, or your stable, whatever you're going to want to build first. Okay, let's go have a look over at Revnak. He has just aged up. Did a 12 villager age up with a trade post. So did go forward trade post. Aged up with the naturalist. So aged up because he wanted to see his mum and his auntie and his sister, sorry. Okay, just murdered his sister and now just murdered his mother right in front of his face. But hey, it's going to a good cause, so well done to Revnak's family. We've got the whole family together today. That's so nice. It's so good to see. Okay, oh wow, that's classic Revnak, that is. Walls already going down. Already going down. Don't forget, after the however many nerfs ago, how many patches ago, wall segments did get nerfed. So if they don't have the segments, or the pillars rather, then they lose 500 HP, 50% of the HP, or about however much percentage that is. And they cost 10 wood now instead of 5 wood. So walls did get nerfed really nicely because they were too good. They were too good, too efficient for what you get, for how much they cost. But yeah, no, it's just a nice little wall. He likes doing this. Gives him a decent amount of line of sight. Kind of gives him micro advantage because, you know, he's going to have to move his units down here and just be a bit awkward. But I think, yeah, Julian looks like he's just going to go straight for those wall segments. So that's pretty nice. There goes the outpost for Julian. Age up coming in already. So 700 coin into 700 wood. So seeing a standard, a very standard fast fortress here by the looks of it. Let's just have a look at his deck, by the way. So he's got Fatorius, does have Town Militia, does have some water cards, though. Does have some water cards, which is cool. Does have Portuguese White Fleet. I've seen him use that before, so we could see that. And I've used that before as well. And the only issue with that card is it would be good if it instantly gave you boats from a dock. But instead, you have to have a dock. And then it has a slow timer on it. So it's kind of a slow payoff. But the payoff is potentially huge. It's just a very slow payoff. But could work on a map like this. You know, put docks down on both sides of the map. Could be very nice. So Julian's just applying some pressure here. Revnak's keeping his Explorer doing some shooting. This thing does 15 ranged attacks, so you want to keep it shooting all times. Not quite as much damage as a Musketeer, but you shoot enough times, it will catch up. Has a lot more HP as well, and has more range than a Musketeer. So technically, heroes can kite Musketeers. Aging up with the Marksmen, so going to be the Castadors. But it looks like Julian is prepared and the stable is down. So market dogs. Market dogs? What's a market dog? We're not in China. Hunting dogs. And look at that. That couldn't be a sweeter timing. 5 Hussars the moment he ages up with Castador. So Julian could dive in here before those Halberdiers or before like 5 goons get in there. So definitely want to dive in before there's any anti-cav that comes out. So Julian's definitely going to hunt for the age up. He wants to know what he's aged up with here. So he's going to run around with these Hussars and try to find out what he's aged up with. Could have sniped the villager there. We'll settle for an Explorer. But the Halberdiers are almost here. There goes the town center. That's what he's hunting for as well. He sees the Castadors. He's diving the Hussars towards them. But of course, the town center is going to catch them. Julian was honestly a little bit too slow here. However, a longbow backup is going to be really nice here. And the Halberdiers might go down. They are tough. They have 200 HP. He's just going to run his Hussars around and try and snipe one Castador, then run away again. Just keep the Halberdiers running around in sight of the longbows and musk. But this is good micro from both sides. The Castadors melt all the south-flanking musketeers. And I think at this point, you just let the Halberdiers just rip, I think. 2 more Hussars coming in is going to be nice. And finally, the Castadors are going to go down to the Hussars. Very nice stuff. Okay, Town Militia coming in. Julian. What did Julian go for here? So he went for... Okay, interesting. So he's now going for 600 wood. So he went for 700 wood, 700 coin, 6 longbows, 600 wood. So these longbows are from the shipment of 6 longbows. So he went for that 700 coin after 700 wood. Because what he wants to do is he puts the stable down, and you need a lot of coin for that. So in order to produce musketeers and hussars, he's going to want that 700 coin to help him produce full batches of that. And look at this, another 4 batch coming in. Really, really nice. Town militia is in. I think there's about 8 villagers in here. No, there's 7 villagers in here. Doesn't have access to the big Minutemen yet. He's got nowhere near the resources to do so. I think he's just going to try and make some Halberdiers and then ship some Castadors. Okay. Town center won't go down. There's, you know, town militia even with 7 villagers is still nice. Oh, there was probably double town center. No, he's just out of range of that, but regardless. Fatorius, even if all of his villagers are inside the TC, Fatorius will still be producing. You can see these little trickles here. So from each town center, he's going to be getting those trickles, which is pretty damn nice. So he's getting over 1 food per second, about 0.7 and about 0.7 coin and wood per second. So that's pretty damn good, considering they're just town centers just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, so Greatcoat's coming in. That's smart play. More halberdiers on the way. I think the Cassadors should be here somewhere. Did he send the Cassadors in the end? No, he didn't. He switched to 1k wood. Interesting. I think that's pretty risky. He did wow, yeah, look at this. This is double town center fire. There's 10 villagers in each of these town centers. Julian, you need to get out of range of that town center. These things do 135 damage each. You do not want to go near those town centers and just eat those shots. Okay, another cheeky wall going down. Again, classic Revnak. That's a nice wall, though. I like that wall. I would also like, I think a wall here would be good, or a wall here. Just, you know, force a choke and just make it difficult to get in. Give yourself the micro advantage any way you can. 1k wood going to go down. A stable going to go down. So, probably for goons, I imagine. Juliank, having a look around the shoreline, trying to go for a raid here, but I think it's going to be seen. Oh, there's villagers sticking out on wood over here. Would be a nice, easy pickup, but I think he's going to find an easy pickup anyway. There's one villager. 43 villagers, considering he went... Oh, okay, yeah. Very nice micro there. You can see what he did. He thought he was going to kill it, accidentally didn't. Took one Hussar to go kill, and then he drag boxed with the other three, kept the other three close by, just so that other one would speed up next to them to run away from the halberdiers as quickly as possible. And because he did that, he was able to manage to keep that Hussar alive. Great micro there by Julian. And Julian just sticking to his guns in H2 here. 3 organ guns have arrived. I think if you just get a load of halberdiers and goons, you're going to be absolutely fine to camp with these organ guns. Okay, that's a nice, real quick wall going down. Going to act as anti-cav here, because look, it blocks the Hussars and allows the organ guns to just dive in there. Beautiful stuff. No, like, he's getting the pillars down as well, which is super important. The pillars blocked off the Hussars, so they couldn't squeeze through. There's a flank with 2 Hussars coming in, but that's a beautiful drag box. All micro there to bring the organ guns back and the halberdiers up. Gonna lose a couple of vills, but Julian loses a lot of Hussars in response. So that was a fantastic display of micro there by Revnak. Love him or hate him, he is like Marmite. You cannot deny the man has some skills, and that was a beautiful quick wall going down there. Gonna try and come in here again, but organ guns, they do a lot of damage versus cavalry. He's got town center with town militia doing a lot of damage. Like, it is scary diving in here, and I just think Julian just wants to contain at this point. Just run around the edge, try and do some damage. Is gonna see a dock going down now. I think Julian will see that. He does. He just about sees that. He sees the villager as well if he was paying attention, but the halberdiers are hot on his tail. Julian probably wants to transition into pure longbow and Hussar here. I think that would be, and maybe some pikes as well, depending on if there's any heavy cavalry from the Portuguese side. But it's very risky for Portugal to make cavalry in this situation. Okay, organ guns pushing here as well. I'm also trying a new flavor of Fanta. I've got a pineapple and grapefruit flavor Fanta, and I'm still making my mind up if I like it or not. I can taste the pineapple, that's for sure. I can definitely taste the pineapple, and I do like pineapple flavor. Can't really taste the grapefruit though. Or maybe it's a little bit of a bitter aftertaste, actually. Anyways, we're not a food connoisseur, Fanta connoisseur YouTube channel. If there is such a thing, we are an RTS channel, an Age of Empires free channel. Speaking of RTS games, guys, who's excited? We are in talking of just RTSs in general. We are really in an RTS golden age. I think we're coming into an RTS golden age. We've had, like, Tempest Rising did really, really well. I'm still enjoying playing that. I'm still debating whether to do content on another channel for it. But then we've got games like Broken Arrow coming up. We've got so many good RTS games, space RTS games, strategy games. We've got, like, a medieval. We've got Dino Lords. We've got... What else do we have? We have, like, that Warcraft-looking one. We have so many good RTS games coming up in the future. I'm looking really, really forward to some of these RTSs, and I think I might. I'm going to create another channel. I've already created another channel, but I'm still debating what game I want to create some more content on. This channel will always be for Age of Empires 3, I think, and Age of Empires 3 only. I just love this game too much, and I want to keep it its own channel. I am debating doing another RTS game of some kind. It might be Broken Arrow, might be Tempest Rising. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, really are in a great RTS age at the moment. It seems to be a great comeback for RTS at the moment. Because for all you young'uns out there, you won't remember the golden age of real-time strategy that I remember growing up in. You had all the greats, you know, the Age of Empires 1, 2. I played, obviously, 3 when it came out back in 2005. You know, obviously, you had StarCraft 1 and 2. You had Warcraft, Command and Conquer games. God, man, I grew up playing those games when I was really young. They were the shit. They were the absolute dog's bollocks. Like, they were top dog. They really were. Okay, so anyways, enough about generic RTS games in general. Let's talk about the game a bit. Just a little distraction there. We do see, it looks like I missed it. So 3 caravels has been produced here by Julian, and he's taken down this dock. So denied this dock here from Revnak, which is nice. But more docks going down. And Julian's actually booming on the water here as well, which I really like. You might as well, you know, deny the water on the left-hand side of the map. And nice. Wow, 3 villagers went down there. Beautiful raid there. Beautiful. Beautiful raid. 115 XP just been picked up. Looks like there was a big XP treasure here. So yeah, Julian now booming on the water on this side of the map as well, using the caravels as boats. I really like it. Slowly but surely, Revnak is pushing forward, destroying this forward base by Julian. Let's go over and have a look and see what he's doing. See, look, so he has. So Revnak, after 1K wood, he did ship the Portuguese White Fleet. So what this does is when this card comes in, each dock you have will give you 4 boats. And you can see here, this will give him 4 boats. But it takes a long time for these 4 boats to actually come in. And this is the reason I don't like this card that much, because it does take a long time for those boats to come in. But the payoff is big if you're able to get there. And look at this, 61 vills already. Revnak has been pressing that villager hotkey button. I certainly don't know where that villager hotkey button is, but he does. What I like about this as well, the Portuguese White Fleet, you don't want to make any boats really from docks. What you want to do is you want to save that wood just to put the docks down, because not only does it give you the more docks and the more boats, the more docks, the harder it is to defend against it, or the harder it is to push those docks. Because these docks are basically town centers. They work in the same way as town centers just on the water. So the more docks you have, the more shots you can take and more shots you can give. So in a defensive position. So the Portuguese White Fleet is very good if you know what you're doing with it. Nice, and that looks like that caravel's going to go. Oh, look at that! Toby, shoot-de-whoop from the long shot. Ugly shot all the way downtown. That was the classic lock-on there. Boats have the same kind of lock-on fire that some artillery have. And, yeah, you love to see it. And look at all these docks going down. Oh, my God. He's really getting his money worth out of the Portuguese White Fleet. Holy cow. He's going to have an insane army. Look at this. He's already got 7 docks. Holy cow. That's 28 boats that he'll have. Long lines is coming in. So he's upgrading them. He's got 4, 8, 12, 16 boats in waiting, ready to getting queued up here. So very shortly, he's going to be max villagers in the next couple of minutes. This is super scary, and he's defended really well, using gates, using tiny little quick walls, and just played very cockroachy, and it's worked out really well for him. Okay, even going for rendering plant here now as well. Wow, he's booming like crazy. Making some culverins as well. Making some hussars. Again, more walls going down. The classic Revnak. 87 for Julian as well. He's obviously Brits. He's booming on the water as well. So economies are very, very close now. But Julian just has had a better economy for longer. And so he invested in his economy a lot earlier, whilst Revnak's kind of had to do it now with the Portuguese White Fleet and put those docks down now, whilst Julian can just let it rip and like he's got the flow, he's got that tempo, he's got the flow going. Okay, Hussar versus Hussar there, but Julian has a lot more Hussars. Both of these guys going for culverins. Culverin's going to be really important in the artillery war and against the frigates and the water war, which is impending. So, had some early action in this game, and then it's just kind of stagnated into a kind of eco off, which is, tends to happen in this type of game. Julian feels like he's not able to break in any way, and he doesn't want to dive in and waste all of his resources and units. So he decided to back off and just kind of outscale, but Revnak is that's proving to be difficult because Revnak is going to be the one outscaling here, I think. Although 93 villagers, he's almost max villagers at 21.5 minutes with the early age 2 play. Did go 8 villagers in age 3, just went straight up to age 4, saved that shipment, and he's getting robber barons in now. Still booming on the water. So has 18 boats. That's a lot of boats, actually. That is a lot of boats. Mercantilism coming in now. We've got guard longbowmen. There's mercantilism. So there goes the second factory. And then I don't know if it's worth going for 2 rockets here. It might be worth going for something like refrigeration or yeoman or Coldstream guards, depending on what he wants to do. I don't think I saw any musketeers, so I don't think we'll see Coldstream guards, but probably we'll go yeoman here. He could go for rockets. He could overpop with rockets, which would be nice. So get up to 199 pop, and then ship 2 rockets, and then that would give you 215 pop or however much that costs. And then you could push with a huge overpop. But he is going to decide to go for yeoman, which I think is the right option. Don't see yeoman very often. Guard longbows, look how badass they look. Just look so cool, don't they? Does have Colvin Royales and Vet Huss, so needs guard Huss here. Now making some musks, interesting. Getting all of the techs. Look at this cavalry cuirass, socket bayonet, town watch. Just built that arsenal. Putting his infrastructure down. So both these guys are basically doing they're in like a Cold War where they're just kind of trying to out-eco each other. Okay. Veteran Oldenburgs, even going for natives. Smart stuff there. Use those natives on your side. Both of them going for natives. Both of them going to get these big buttons. Probably will wait for the balloons. And look at this. Walls going down. And this is Caucasus in a nutshell. Because it's such a choky point, you just want to put walls down everywhere in the middle of the map. Julian's also putting down walls, but he's not quite as wall frenzy as well, he doesn't have a wall fetish like Revnak does. That this guy literally, walls, give me walls. Obsessed with them. Okay, getting guard Huss now. That's going to be... Oh, no. Okay, I thought there was guard. So he's going in howitzers. So lots of resources. He's on 107 vills now. Even building a native embassy. Okay. Yep. Building a couple of native embassies. Nice. Very effective way of spamming those natives in. Might be worth getting some of these native techs as well. Like that one, for example. Your skirmisher units, especially Royal Huntsmen, inflict slightly more damage against other skirmishers. That would be worth it. Your villagers and fishing boats also now gather a small amount of coin while hunting and fishing. Definitely worth it. And Royal Huntsmen may no longer gather food, but become considerably better fighters and have an increased build limit. Again, all of those techs, very, very useful here. Brits also going for Bastion. And you can see Bastion has come in for Revnak. Okay, so 109 vills and 112 vills. So We've got overpops for vills everywhere. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. And Julian has he noticed it? No, this caravel was busy fishing. Where you gotta wake up and smell the roses. Percussion lock coming in now. It's got all of the boats upgrades coming in. Even the battleship coming in here. And Julian has not been paying attention to what's going on the beachhead here. And only now just reacting. But a battleship's going to be coming in. A monitor's going to be coming on the right side. And we're going to have some water battles going on and land battles. This is what I love about this map. It's when you get into this mid to late game, it's very high APM. You need to fight the waters. You need to fight the land. Because if you have the water supremacy, like you can just get monitors here and just bombard everything over here. Send units over there, all that sort of good stuff. And in comes the mighty Santa Catarina. And look at that slow moving but death machine Portugal. Portugal, beautiful Portuguese flag there. Going up against Rule Britannia. It's going to be enough. We have Sirius Black over here. Oh my god, more docks, look. More docks producing more boats. And if I go look at Revnak, he's got 9 docks. Now, if my math does not deceive me, that's 36 boats. So the Portuguese white fleet has been worth 36 villages. Holy cow. Yes, it involves a lot of wood to put down for the docks, but still, that's a pretty insane payoff. Battleship versus battleship. We've got Royal Charles going up against Santa Catarina. Santa Catarina has the more HP. Royal Charles doesn't have all of his royal upgrades. Revnak is getting all of his upgrades from the native, like we just discussed earlier. Julian running to his shoreline, to his beachhead, and trying to run to the protection of his outpost. In comes another frigate, Union. Frigate is at, Revnak is at the top right as well, trying to squeeze in at top. Maybe try and win on the land as well whilst this is all going on. There's so many high APM going on. Boats going down here. We've got just a huge battleship on battleship action going on here. Down goes a frigate. Royal Charles looking very healthy, though. He's got his upgrade finally. So has matched the same. And look at this. 1.13 coin trickle coming in here from Santa Catarina. A 0.5 trickle from the frigates. And that was one of the pets from the natives. These battleships just produce coin for some reason. Maybe a bit of piracy going on there. But it looks like Royal Charles. Da, 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 da. Rule Britannia not ruling the waves here. Caravels, even caravels have 1400 HP. They get a 0.2 trickle. And there goes down two caravels for free. Still 108 economic units here. Making a mixture of guard halbs, guard husks, some organs. Bit of a mishmash of units here. Oh, Julian might lose a frigate. Close. Okay, doesn't. Wow, broadside attack went everywhere there. Okay, outpost upgrades coming in, but it does look like Julian's losing the left side of the water, and Julian slept for like 30 seconds on this side of the water and just allowed Portugal to get those docks up and the outpost up, and was able to kind of power through in the water there, and all because he wasn't paying attention to his caravels. And that's one of the dangers of having caravels gather, rather than just have them at the beachhead, because then the AI will automatically fire at villagers, for example. If they're gathering on fish or coin, then they won't do that. So that's the danger of doing that. That's why I tend to use caravels kind of as the AI. Let the AI control for me, because they'll just auto-lock onto anything. But Julian is not giving up the water that easily. In comes victory, HMS Victory. And that's a relatively leaking battleship here, which he's going to try to power out, try to sink to the bottom of the ocean. And he's kind of being blocked by his own little boats. And Santo Antonio, can he take that down? Yes, he can. That's a mighty battleship. Got 200 XP gone down, swimming with the fishes. Beautiful stuff there from HMS Victory, HMS Cybele, and HMS Sirius. We'll go HMS Shannon as well. Great stuff there. Great stuff there. Is that still another dock? Oh, my goodness me. 12 docks? He's got 12 docks. That's 48 boats. 48 boats that these docks have been worth. The thing is, at this stage, they're not really worth anything because they're just taking up population now, and there's nowhere to gather on the water other than these 2 mink whales. But still, it shows you the power. That might be the thumbnail, actually. That might be the title. This card is worth 48 villagers. Just to clickbait you guys into watching this. And then when you come to this point in the future, you'll go, wait a minute. Yes, it was technically worth 48 vills, but not really. But I'll go, because you're watching it, suckers. And look at this. Look at this response from the Portuguese fleet here, led by Santa Catarina. Mary Rose taking the brunt of that action. Water micro is it's a thing you have to practice, guys. It is a thing you have to practice. Generally, you want to micro 1 boat at a time rather than just attack moves, because you can micro ships back and they do get repaired. So that's why you want to just kill one boat at a time. See here, Julian targeting the weak ones, but he is getting beat here. Once again, Julian retreating to his base. A couple more caravels coming in. And this game has more water battle than land battle. This game has been all about the battle for the seas here. Julian might actually be looking to go up to Imperial here, but he's up to 90, well, down to 99 vills. So it looks like he's just, I mean, he's lost all his boats, so just wanted to go max vills, and that's absolutely fine. Because when you have too many villagers, too many boats, obviously you lose population for military. But look at this pressure on the water here. Down goes another frigate. Oh, we've got 3 victories, look. Both of these frigates are called Victory, and so is the battleship. But the irony of being called Victory, because it doesn't look like this is going to be a victory for you. Down goes the monitor. Might be worth killing that other monitor as well, to be honest. Yeah, that monitor keeps chipping away at these outposts. I think at this point it doesn't matter what he does. Down goes the battleship again. Will be a worthwhile trade because HMS Victory, the battleship, will be going down here. Revnak pushing on the land as well. In come the guard longbows with the yeoman tech. Look at that, 26 range. 26 range longbows here. They literally have the same range as an organ gun. But now Julian losing the water here, and that could be really bad. That could be absolutely terrible for him. Still trying to fight the water. I like what Revnak's doing here with some boats. He's just got a couple of spare boats, so what he's doing is using these fishing boats to come forward and basically act as like a meat shield. He's acting as if it's like a villager pool. Julian doing well on the land, though, here by the looks of it. And these yeomen and King Lifeguard Hussar are cleaning up the land here. So finally we get some land action. I mean, I love the water action as much as the next, but you do want a good bit of juicy land action. El Presidente Age Up has just come in, so we may see Imperial units now. Not every day you see Imperial longbows. Let's hope we see Imperial longbows here. Imperial howitzers, Imperial royales going to be super important if he wants to push back on the water here. Another battleship being produced here by Revnak. The score still favorable for Julian, but not by a lot. And look at those Culverin shots just tickling the battleship. That is Imperial Culverins. I like that. So Imperial Culverin Royales. Culverin's using their range, really using his range to his advantage there. I think Revnak's going to have to back up. He does. And that's going to be a win for Julian, but he loses the water, so not great, I'll be honest. And these galleons can be a problem as well, because he can use these galleons to produce units and just constantly run these in raiding. Certainly what I would be doing. Now both sides of the water really in favor of Revnak here. And Julian could try and do the opposite to what Revnak did to him and try and sneak down some docks here now. And he could, because he doesn't have any boats, whilst Revnak has lots of boats, unless Revnak deletes all of these boats, which would be a huge waste of resources, Julian could now just completely dominate the right side of the map and just make a load of battleships and frigates on this side. And there's no way that Revnak could defend that unless he deleted all of his boats on the left side. So that could be a big brain play there by Julian. Julian trying the big brain play here with the outpost and the walls, trying to defend this left side of the map. But look at this, raiding Guard Halberdier is going to be such a problem here. Longbows tried to come to the rescue, but not before a lot of damage is going to be done to these outposts and two villagers. Halberdier is such a good late game unit like this. Like, they beat Longbows in melee, of course. They beat Hussars in melee. I think Julian's going to have to switch it up and maybe make some Musketeers here. Some nice raiding going on by Julian, but is going to be caught by some Halberdiers. Wow, what a game this has turned out to be. And look at this, 37 minutes has flown by. And Halberd is just running around everywhere right now. Oh, and look at this. Even the water supremacy on the right side of the map here. Julian getting out APM now. We do have Imperial Culverins, though. Nice, there goes one boat. But Julian losing a lot here, and he's having to invest really heavily in howitzers, culverins, just to defend the beachhead, just to defend his left side of the map. And this is what I was talking about. This is why it's so important to not lose the water. This is why they defended with everything they had on the left side. But the Portuguese fleet came out on trumps. Revnak is a veteran water player. He knows exactly how to play veteran. And look at this. Fancy Jose del Golem. Jose del Golem twice and Fancy twice. We've got twins, two sets of twins here. Not every day you see the privateer shipment sent from Brits. And that's going to be the 4 privateers. I don't know if they shadow tech, but I guess they do. Or this is just all of the text, all of the different boat texts that have come in here. Ordnance Rifleman coming in here from Revnak. So he's got his treaty of tortillas has come in. So that's going to mean I think it's like 2k food. Your pikemen and crossbows turn into like Ordnance Riflemen and Ordnance Pikemen. Basically crossbow pikes, but they're better and they benefit from more arsenal techs, so they're more scalable. So a very strong crossbow pike, and because they're so spammable as well, they're cheaper as well. Look at that, 35 food and 35 wood. So they're not only better but cheaper. Very, very spammable in the late game. Makes very, very effective units. And look at this, just spamming these guys in now. And Julian's still struggling against the water here. And it's just this battle going going on everywhere here. Are we going to get a lock-on shot there? No, we're not. That's unfortunate because Halberdiers are going to be crushing them. He tries to unpack them, run them away, but that's not going to work. Halberdiers sieging down a factory here. I don't think they're going to be successful, though. But look at this, just spamming units in everywhere. And Julian just can't counterplay right now. Julian is still up in score, but it doesn't look like he's up winning. Oh my god, there goes a factory. He did take a factory down. Wow. And Julian's in Imperial Age. Still with guard longbowmen. He's on 84 vills. He's down a factory. He's up a whole age though, but it doesn't matter. If he can't get Imperial units, there's no point being in Imperial. And he's just getting shafted from left, right, and center, from both shorelines, from the middle of the map, down behind his factory. It is looking really, really rough now for Julian. Come on, Julian. You can't give Revnak a win on the channel. Okay, longbowmen are beating these guys back. Beating them back. Oh, okay, sorry, that was the campiest joke I've ever done. And look at this, just a couple of sneaky halberdiers here, just being super annoying, Minutemen being called. Again, Julian just can't get these walls down. Revnak's trying to build his own walls here. God, it's so lame. It's so lame. Look at the damage these things do. 350 for their special ability. That does times 10 versus buildings. I mean, two of these, one shot each, you know, that's like 7,000 damage. You know, there's not a building here that's surviving that, you know. I'm not sure they're in range of that factory, but Jesus Christ. It's just incredible. We do have a capital here from Julian, so he is getting Imperial upgrades, but struggling for wood here. His factory's on wood. He needs those Imperial upgrades. He knows it as well. He knows he needs Imperial units here. Okay, killing some vills. Just look at these monitors. He's taking pop shots. There's not many shipments left. What does he go for here? Coldstream guards? Does he want to make musk at this point? No, he's just going to go for rockets. It's a safe bet. He's making his natives. Making some hussars. But honestly, he's going to struggle versus like pure halberdier. Let's take a look over at Revnak. Oh, age 5's halfway here. He's going up with the knight. This is going to be a problem because he's already in a winning position. Why is a dot going down here? My God. So toxic. How many? 14 docks. 14 docks. Like, there's the clickbait right there. 14 docks. So the Portuguese white flag, this card right here has been worth 56 villagers, 56 boats. That is the clickbait title of the video, and it's going to be in the thumbnail. You know it, boys. But who doesn't love a bit of clickbait? Am I right? Finally, Julian looking like he's in a position here where he can push. The question is, does he want to push down this left side? I guess he wants to win on the water as well, but can't build walls on this trade post line. Maybe that's his option. And look at that battleship go, baby. Look at it go. It's like a machine gun. Free hitting those natives. Imperial hussars. Coming in for Revnak. God, look at those Coleridge just getting absolutely pounded. almost getting pounded as hard as I pounded Revnak's mum. Sorry, I had to throw it in there. I'm sorry. But incoming Imperial Hussars! They're going to try and gobble up these longbows. We've got Longbow Hussar versus Halberdier Hussar. And I tell you what, the Halberdier Hussar will absolutely eat through the longbows and Hussars. Julian finally has Imperial longbows. 200 HP, 32 range attack, 26 range. But against halberdiers, it's just not even close. These guard halberdiers hit 40. Imagine what Imperial halb will do. Oh, hee. The shimmy shade from the battleship. Outpost going down. Maybe Julian's holding, though. If there's one person that knows how to play the late game, it is Julian. He is, not only is he the supremacy champ, he is the treaty champ as well. He's the best treaty player in the game. He actually came from treaty first. Played treaty for a long time. This is a pretty close fight going on. The boats are all chomping at the bit, trying to get some of the action. Come on, give me some action. Give me some action. Come on. Let me fight. And I just think maybe Julian shouldn't be pushing down the left side. Maybe he's just kind of trying to just take everything in one swoop, the land and the water, but I just don't think that's going to work from here. He's kicking off over this right side of the map as well. Imperial lifeguards. Imperial Hussars, you know, so Brits, Hussars are stronger. They do have more HP and a little bit more attack. We are at the, oh my god, 47-minute mark. Where has the time gone? They say time flies when you're having fun. But if I was Julian right now, I would not be having fun, and I think time would be standing still for me. Okay. Bit of a stalemate going on there, but really it's a win for Revnak because he gets to keep the map control. Julian is really struggling here, and look, the longer, yeah, look at these pop shots from the monitors are just going to constantly keep popping at all of these buildings, taking estates down, taking buildings down, taking the natives down. It's just diabolical. Wow, look at that lock on. How does he have the lock on there? Look at that range. How did he have the range there? I honestly don't know how he had the range there. That was some ass bug, and that's just the way it is with Lockfire. That's just one of those bugs. I don't know how that caravel. It was a caravel as well. Oh god. Revnak trying to be cheeky here, I think, and either trying to build that native post, which I'm not sure he could though, but probably just using his Explorer here to get line of sight of all the buildings. You can see there, he kind of gets to see all of these buildings, see what's going on, and it allows his monitors to be able to snipe them. Here we go, another big push coming in. We've got some ordnance pikemen now as well. They have free range. What's that Imperial upgrade? Imperial ordnance pikemen. They're now going to have 282 HP, 18 hand attack, 72 siege. One of the best pikemen in the game, I believe. And again, look at that, just one hit. Just down in one hit. Did he take down a... I don't know. I think he killed a longbow with that as well. So, like, the area of effect maybe, or something happened. Okay, we've got another big fight in hand, but... every time, Revnak has the better composition here. Julian does have the home advantage. He's got some natives added in there as well, but he doesn't have anti-cab. Really, and I mean, he's relying on the Northern Guard Musketeers as the anti-cab, but It's not the same as pikemen. Also has the water supremacy, so these monitors can just take pop shots at the units as well. And honestly, this is looking like GG right now. Julian, that was the last final fight of the game. I think that Julian needed to desperately win. He's having to put lots of his pop and resources into like howitzers and culverins to try and beat these frigates and the monitors. They cost 0 population. And yeah, this is just looking so rough now for Julian. He's still trying with everything he has. Just doesn't have the composition. Maybe Muskhus would be better here. Obviously, his musketeers aren't upgraded to Imperial, so it's down to 86 vills. Still got lots of resources. He's still pumping, but it's just a snowball here from Portugal, which just is not slowing down. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Longbows are trying. Bruh, the one time I get to see Imperial longbows and they're gonna lose. Hiya, and just as I say that, there goes the GG. Well, 51 minutes of just insane high, the highest level of elo you will see. And wow, what a game. I think Julian played it well at the start, but honestly, that was some of the best cockroach defending I've ever seen. And I tell you what saved Revnak's bacon here. That card was absolutely insane. Well, I think we figured out it was worth about 56 boats. Okay, 20 of them weren't really that useful this game, but still a lot of it was, and it was a large chunk of his eco, and it allowed him to catch up with the economy from Brits here. And I think that was the game changer. That card single-handedly. Also, Julian slept for like a second and allowed these docks to go down an outpost, and he lost the water because of it. It's definitely the biggest mistake in the game, and I think Julian knows that. Let's go have a look at the post-game stats. Village account, and look at that village account. Kept up really well, and then but Portuguese White Fleet, look at this. Just look at these jumps of huge jumps of villagers here. And that was all from the Portuguese White Fleet, and overtook him at the 20-minute mark. Wow. And it slowly caught up on the resources. Military. Resources. Look at the idle villagers that game. Lots of idle from Revnak. But of course, a lot of idle from the start because of the H2 rush. Big idle there. There was 16 idle from Julian at 2 minutes 36. I'm not sure what that was. It was only for a split second, but I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe put inside the TC to reallocate them to wood or something when he aged up. But yeah, wow. Fantastic game. Big water battles. Lots of battleships and Imperial units. What more do you guys want from me? What more do you want from me? An hour cast with 2 of the best players in the game. I'm going to go back to drinking my pineapple and grapefruit Fanta, which I'm going to give a solid 7, I think. A 7 out of 10. Not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. Could be better. Could be worse. And with that, I will catch you boys later, and girls. Where's my finger? There it is. And I will catch you in the next game. Peace.